All right, stop me if you've heard this one before.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're in a mall, but you're stuck. Because there's, like, monsters or animals or something that's preventing you from leaving the mall. So you have to like try and get out, but they keep stopping you, right?
Oh, yeah. So, like, it's if you stayed in a mall too late by accident in the back room of a store that you were supposed to be in, but then you tried to leave and you triggered an alarm, and then the cops came, so monsters, and then those monsters were, like, going around testing all the doors, and you had to hide under a desk to, like, in the dark to make sure that they went away, and then you had to break out of the store that you were allowed to be in to race out of the mall and not get arrested.
Wait. No, maybe not that. No, I don't know.
Am I being too specific for no reason at all?
Maybe our lawyers have told us not to talk about. Anyway, welcome to Rough Cuts.
Dogs, they're coming. They're coming your way. They'll be here soon.
Hey, they're the dog people, aren't they?
Hi everyone, this is a hypothetical situation that never happened. I definitely didn't peel out on my bike while I watched like a dozen cop cars go into the mall after the second alarm rang, because after the first one they sent dogs into the store, and I was hiding under a desk in the dark in the back of an office that was locked, and they were trying the door and went, well, we gotta, obviously they couldn't have broken into that one, there's no signs of entry, and I'm like, oh god, please go away, please go away, please go away.
I can't believe your real life ripped off this movie. It's such bullshit that you ripped off this film and didn't even realize it. Welcome to Rough Cuts, everybody. I'm Boyks. That's Ilion. We're a podcast where we watch movies with dogs, and then we rate the dogs at the end. In this case, we watched a made-for-TV film called Trapped, or Doberman Patrol?
Doberman Patrol in the UK theatrical release.
Yes.
Because it was a made-for-TV movie in the US, but it did a theatrical UK release.
I believe this is also lost media, maybe a DVD release in UK, is my guess.
Okay, wait a minute. If it got released in the UK as a, oh god. If he got a theatrical release, it was in the 80s. I'm like, when did Dog Police come out? Because like maybe was that big in the UK? Did they just like on the backs of Dog Police? You gotta unleash Doberman Patrol.
Dog police, where are you coming from? Dog police, nobody knows who you are.
So one thing to point out, this came out in 73. It's about being stuck in a mall as animals, in this case dogs, prevent you from leaving. Yes. And there was another movie in the 70s, 5 years later, about zombies, which some could call dogs.
Yeah, they're good boys.
Being trapped in a mall.
They just want a little treat, just a little brains.
Called Day of the Dead. So what I'm saying is this movie is the original Day of the Dead. And that whoever made that movie is a hack fraud.
Yeah, definitely. He didn't do that same version of it with them trapped in a farmhouse 5 years before this movie.
No, I think I would remember that.
Yeah,
No, I'm pretty
it's not.
sure.
It's not ringing any bells. There's no like night alarms going off.
No, I'm not getting anything from this. No, I'm pretty sure you're
Hmm.
just making something up about like Night of the Living Dead or some bullshit movie you just made up. That
Yeah,
I
it's all
refuse
Dawn
to
of the
Google. Dawn was the first one.
Yeah. I mean,
It was
he ripped off,
Dawn
like,
of the Dead, Brunch of the Dead.
It was, yeah, well, obviously. That was done like 20 years later, though, right? Like, so there was like that visionary hack. They always called him a visionary director, but as we know, like you just said, he's actually a hack fraud. That Zack Snyder, right?
And it's weird that Dawn of the Dead was the first horror movie in the franchise, and the second more horrific movie was Breakfast at Tiffany's. And
Mhm.
anyways.
So another change of subject,
Yeah.
because I was just thinking about it. After the hypothetical person in that story that I told at the beginning of this podcast.
The one you made up for a story.
The one that I made up for that story, yes. Who is the bigger dipshit? That person or the main character of this movie?
Guy in this movie is pretty dumb. I don't know. It's not his fault, though. I mean, circumstances and... Like,
So,
the real person in your fake story. Wait, the fake person.
The fake person in my real story. No, the fake person in my fake story.
There we go.
It's all hypothetical.
Was very dumb, because he could have just left. On time.
Well, yeah, okay, I could have left before the mall closed. That's true.
This guy got knocked out by muggers who were just smoking in the boys' room. And
That's
everybody
a
knows
wild
smoking ain't
story.
allowed in the department store. There were
I always
signs
thought-
everywhere.
I always thought that the song Smoking in the Boys' Room was so that you could, like, hide that you were smoking. In this universe,
Yeah.
it's like, no smoking unless you go to the restrooms. Restrooms are allowed. Like, it specifically says, go to the restrooms to smoke. Was that a thing?
You either have to go to the restroom to smoke, go outside, or smoke in the lobby where everybody enters the building.
Yeah.
It was the 70s. But you can't smoke where the merchandise is. We don't want it smelling like smoke.
What a weird...
And also, I'm assuming that's where the sprinklers were not, is probably the real reason.
That might be true. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, so
Although...
If you're in the
Those-
mall in the 70s in a hypothetical stuck situation, you could start a fire in the bathroom.
Well, as it turns out, you can start a fire anywhere, because he does make a gigantic fire and does not set off any fire alarms.
Yeah, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, what? Wait.
Yeah, I mentioned that at the time, and then I went, he could just set off the spring. Maybe he could get, like, the fire department involved, and then he figures that out, but then he fucks it up, and he doesn't get them.
It kind of felt like as we were watching this movie, which is about a guy getting stuck in a mall with dogs,
Mm-hmm.
that we were watching him figure out what his character should be doing as his character was figuring out what to do.
Yeah.
And they were just kind of like piecing it together halfway. It was weird.
They get a little bit of mileage out of the fact that, like, okay, I guess let's go into
Yeah,
the setup
yeah.
and plot of this. We have Chuck.
Chuck? Yep. I don't really
What's
care
his
about
last
his last
name?
name.
Bernie, or anyway. So Chuck has his ex-wife there and his daughter,
Elaine and Claire. Yep.
Elaine and Claire, and him and his ex-wife are having an argument where she's leaving for Mexico City with her new husband and their daughter, and she's going, like, in an hour kind of thing.
I need to
And
leave
he's-
now. Yes.
Yeah. And he's like, what the fuck? You're not allowed to do that. That's interrupting my visitation rights. And so they're having this kind of argument. And he's also at the same time trying to buy the daughter a doll that she wants. But
Yeah.
they have to order it from another store. And so he goes, well, I'll sit around and wait here and get the doll. And then I'll meet you guys at the airport. And the wife's like, fuck no, you won't. And then he goes, fuck yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Then he goes to the bathroom and gets mugged by those roving gangs of bathroom muggers in the 70s.
He's just in the bathroom. He's not even pissing. Right?
No.
He hasn't done any... He's just going into the bathroom to smoke while other people piss.
Correct. Yes.
Because that's what you do in the 70s.
In the 70s. But you've always got to watch out for those guys with lead pipes waiting for you in the bathrooms.
Did they have ashtrays near the toilets in the 70s? Now I'm thinking about this bathroom.
This is why I was asking. Like, there's all kinds of mechanical questions that I'm really concerned about with this. Like,
yeah, but it's near closing time is the important part. And as he's in there smoking, and he has a matchbook, because that's how he's lighting his cigarettes. These two guys that are dressed up like Michael Jackson impersonators.
Yeah,
where one's wearing like the Thriller outfit.
Yeah. They're wearing basically zoot. Like, the one guy's like wearing a zoot suit, and the other guy's wearing this.
Like what's their
Thriller
conversation?
outfit.
They're watching this guy go in the bathroom to smoke. Hey, you think anybody else in there smoking? I don't know. It's the bathroom, but it's like 7 p.m. Do you think people are gonna go in there smoke? Yeah, he's probably pissing. Well, let's get him while his pants are open.
Well, they were in the bathroom when he came in.
They were just waiting for someone to piss?
Yes!
What is the lucrative
business?
business?
This is what I'm asking. Like, the roving gangs of 70s bathroom gangs.
Okay,
like,
how much money do you need to make on a piss job to wait in a bathroom?
At a certain point, it's like, we should knock over some more liquor stores or something, George. This is getting bad.
It's gotta be better to steal from the store at that point. Like,
right, you'd think.
Right, I mean...
Well, okay, maybe not this department store, because their security system is fucked, which we will get into.
It is whack.
It is wild. But they get a lot of mileage. What I was trying to say is, he's an idiot, because they get a lot of mileage out of... He's real fucked up at the start of this movie, because they hit him over the head with a pipe.
Yes.
And he is unconscious for, like, 2 hours of real time, which they do. I actually do think that they are leaning into that for him making a lot of the mistakes, because like they constantly show his like vision swimming, and he's like just kind of stumbling around, like he looks half dead most of the time.
He's usually shambling around like a zombie or something. Yeah. I can't quite tell what the influence there was. It was whiskey. He was under the influence of whiskey. That makes sense.
He was actually, because he chugs a bottle of whiskey.
Chugs a whole bottle of whiskey. Anyways, so then we cut back to after he's knocked out and stuffed in a stall with like 7 ashtrays, because it's the smoking stall. Mm-hmm. You have to go to a specific stall in the 70s to smoke. Like, everybody's pissing in the stalls next to you, but there's like 6 guys standing in this one stall.
There's one stall with like, you know how there's like baby changing tables in modern bathrooms? Yeah. That one just has like 7 ashtrays in a row, just like urinals. Anyway.
What the fuck? The fuck was this bathroom?
I don't know.
So,
well, okay, if you're asking what the fuck this bathroom was, they made a few goofs with this thing. Because first of all, for a while I was like, is this a bathroom or a storage room? It's huge. And I mean, like, when I mean it's huge is like there's this big area where they have the cameras on him being jumped, and it's just empty tile room. I mean, where you can't see stalls, urinals, or sink or anything. And I'm like, how big is this bathroom? Is this even a bathroom? And then they zoom out a little more and you can start seeing those, but I'm like, how much like empty space do they have between stalls and sink and stuff? And then they knock over a cabinet that has all the toilet paper and stuff in it, and it blocks the door. And they never move it. The guys like leave the bathroom by getting out of sight of the camera, but not leaving through the door, because the door is blocked by the cabinet they knocked over.
And Chuck also doesn't move that cabinet later when he gets back up. Yeah.
No, it's real.
It's weird.
It's got some continuity problems for sure.
So in the 70s, you have to be at your flight 3 hours early, because airport security after 7-Eleven was off.
Such a nightmare. Yeah. Wait, wasn't it 3-11?
9/11?
Remember 3/11?
Look, I'll always remember you, just like 9/11. Anyways.
Listen to episode 185
5.
for that one. What was that one? Something like that. God.
Uh,
Like 9/11, I'll never forget.
God damn it. Anyway, so it cuts to the family, which is the wife, stepdad David, and Claire at a restaurant at a fancy airport that looks like it's a hotel lounge.
Yeah. It's really interesting to see old airports.
And they're talking like, hey, we're at the airport 3 hours early, and our flight to Mexico City leaves in a while, and good thing we're here early. But where's Chuck? He was supposed to have dinner with us. Fuck him, Elaine says as she's like drinking down 7 beers.
Yeah, he's always a drunk, she says, as she's just like pounding back drinks.
There are so many scenes of her holding a drink in hand in this movie, and she's constantly complaining about Chuck being a drunk.
Yes.
And it's just so funny that she is just drinking in every scene.
I will give them some leeway on that, because that's kind of the point of the movie to an extent eventually.
Mm-hmm.
That, like... And I actually liked that side of this movie, although I have a lot of problems with this movie.
Yeah.
But they have it where David, the most therapied man in existence...
This man in the 70s went to therapy.
Like,
Absolutely.
a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of therapy.
Mm-hmm.
He is the most reasonable, level-headed person imaginable. And anyway, basically, her and Chuck are having this whole thing with the daughter, and they're arguing and all this. And kind of the ultimate theme and end of the movie, to spoil it, is that she hates Chuck, she thinks, right? Because of, like, their acrimonious breakup that seems like it was kind of recent. And then David teases out from her, and throughout the course of the movie, as they realize that he might be in actual danger,
Yep.
that she still cares for him. But, like, it's not done in the, oh, well, she's gonna leave David now and discover her old feelings for... It's like, no. It's done as, like, hey, I married him for a reason. There was a reason I loved him at one point. We're past that now, and we're not good for each other, but we can be reasonable people to each other and find a common ground, right? Like, there was...
And David's trying to push her in that direction because she's lying to him about her ex-husband and how she feels and what he's said and will potentially do with his lawyer. And he's like, hey, if you're not going to be honest with me, this relationship's not going to work out either. Okay, Claire? Like,
yeah.
Come on.
He is so fucking reasonable. Oh my god. Like, that scene that you're talking about, we were like, oh no, they're going to make David have a problem too, because she pulls out, as they're looking for Chuck, because he goes missing for a really long time. So they start trying to be like, Elaine's like, well, fuck him. I don't need to care. And David goes, well, listen, your daughter cares because this is her dad. And if you make me take her away to Mexico City without saying goodbye to her dad, she's going to blame you and me for that for the rest of her life. And rightly so. We need to make sure that, like, whether or not he's a shithead or not doesn't matter. We need to make this right for your daughter, which is such a reasonable, good attitude to have. And he's like, we need to find him and then, like, make him come and say goodbye properly and fix all this stuff so that we can have, like, closure for her.
And if we miss your flight, who cares? We'll go to the one tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is more important. Yes.
Yeah, this is more important. Your daughter's life and her, you know, like, growing up is going to be really important, and I want to make sure our relationship is good. Yeah. What a reasonable, cool guy. But he, in this, the one that we were talking about, we thought that we were going to have a problem. She then they're looking for him, and to show people, like, because they're like, oh, have you seen Chuck? And they're like, who the fuck is Chuck? I don't know. Because they're asking at bars, because he's a drunk. And she goes, wait a minute, I still have a photo of him. And it's a photo of them on their wedding day that she's still kept in her purse. And he goes, why didn't you tell me about this photo? Like, you still keep a wedding photo of him?
Like, that's an oddly specific photo to be keeping, right? Like, yeah.
And we're like, oh no, he's gonna get all jealous, and it's gonna be like, oh, she still has feelings for him, and she's gonna leave David for this Chuck, ex-husband again. And even though it seems like a really toxic relationship, and oh god, what a nightmare. But instead, he's super reasonable. They turn it around, and I was like really impressed by it, because he's like, it's not that he's upset that she has it. He's saying that it's showing, he's like, you talk about how much you hate him. You have a wedding photo of him that you keep with you. You need to be honest with yourself and to me, because like you're lying to me and you're lying to yourself, and you need to handle these feelings to make our relationship go forward, which is like a super reasonable thing.
The most I've gone to therapy I've ever seen out of a stepdad in a movie.
This man has hundreds of hours of therapy.
My
He's
God.
so chill.
Yeah, so that's David.
Yes. Yeah. Who I love. I love David.
So the reason Chuck can't leave the mall, because right now he's just been mugged and knocked out.
Yeah.
The reason he can't leave the mall is because the Wheelers
Right.
from Return to Oz have shown up. And they're wheeling around like, fuck you, Dorothy.
Yeah, there's like Dr. Strangelove and the Wheelers and like a Frankenstein.
And like,
all dressed in like weird fencing gear.
they're like fighting game characters or something. Like beat 'em up enemies from a Final Fight game or something weird.
It is so weird that they gave these people all these strange, like, I'm really surprised they didn't have them go, shall we release the hounds? Like, they're, right? Like, they're so villain-coded in really weird ways.
Yep.
And then they have no impact on the movie at all.
No.
Not even a little bit.
But they show up, they turn off every single switch on the breaker, one by one, in order, so you see
Which
all
they
of them
show.
turn off in
Yes.
real time.
And then they brick off every single floor in real time with, like, barricades.
Labeling
so
all
you
the
can show
floors.
every individual floor,
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure that you know exactly all of the stakes.
And then they show them turning off the phone and, like, everything, locking the doors. And then they release a dog in each individually numbered floor, and 2 dogs in the staircase, going in between the floors, like the stairwell on the outside. And now we have a map of the mall with each enemy location, so that we can keep track of where the enemies are in the video game as Chuck progresses through the physical challenge.
Like, the Hidden Temple, but the worst version.
It's the Hidden Temple, but with scary dogs.
It was scary dogs.
If you don't give the scary dog the temple, like, charm or whatever it is, I forget what they're called, the key.
I don't remember.
Then that dog bites your face off.
Yep.
Yeah.
This was such a wild setup, because they do all of that, and then what do? They fucking leave.
They just leave.
They leave.
They're the worst security company ever.
There's no actual guard with the dogs.
No.
So,
so they don't want to pay for a security system or a security guard. But they will pay for the funny Wheeler guys to wheel into the department store, set up barricades overnight, which it has to take like an hour, and release like rabid animals into their store that will piss and shit everywhere.
Yeah, piss and shit and like rip all the clothes to pieces and all the other merchandise. And like the other thing that we said that's so fucked is, okay, somebody breaks in. This is the weekend.
There's no alarm.
It's Sunday evening, 5:00. They close the mall, and not even the mall. It's a department store.
Yeah. It's like a 3-floor department store. Too.
Let me explain. We got to explain this for a quick second, because I know that there are people that are young enough that don't understand what this means. There used to be stores that weren't malls, but had multiple like sections in them of different shops. Sears would have like 5 stores inside of a single Sears.
Oh, like online. You go to a website and it has...
Yes. It's like a real life Amazon.
Why would they make a real life Amazon?
They were really stupid in the 70s. But so it's just a single store. But like, so they close it at 5 o'clock on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to open it again, or like even on Saturday. Like it might not be open on Sunday.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because I mean, it's not a full mall. It's just a department store.
Because their meal was at 6:30. And their flight was at 8 p.m. So yeah, it was like 5:30 when it closed. Yeah, pretty early.
Exactly. Like, well, and that makes sense for most malls, like or like department store kind of things back then. And you close it on like 5:30 on Saturday, and then you open it at 9 a.m. on Monday. Somebody breaks in on Sunday morning and gets mauled by dogs.
Yeah. Who eat his face.
You're going to be doing body disposal on Monday morning, right? Like,
I mean, they'd have to take the mangled body to the morgue and then show the corpse.
How many times have they done this?
To like everybody that just asked the cops if they could look at it.
Because we know, we know that they need the security inside of the store because they've got the roving bathroom gang problem. So, like...
Well, they're not a roving bathroom gang. That's just their hangout spot.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, fair enough.
Look, the moment you introduce smoking to a bathroom, people are just going to hang out in the bathroom. What's next?
It's
beer and cigarette machines? Like, come on.
What a fucked up premise. So this is what I mean. Like, they do such a good job of writing the family. This is such a weird movie for us because they do the family dynamic is well written and interesting, and the dog attack part of it is unbelievably stupid and weird and boring and poorly written.
Yeah.
How did they manage that?
And like 90% of the dog stuff is in the dark because this happens overnight at a mall. So they shot it overnight. At a mall.
In a mall?
In the dark.
It's the 70s. They didn't know about day for night yet. It's so bad.
Not only is it overnight in the dark, but it's in real time in the dark.
Yo.
And it's just like, oh my god. There's so many better ways they could have done this. And there's even scenes where they're like, look at this sign, it's important, let's zoom in on it. But 80% of the sign is in shadow. I can't fucking tell what that sign says.
Yeah, there's a lot of scenes where we were like, it would zoom in on something that he saw and he'd start making his way towards it, trying to sneak around a dog, and be like, was that an exit or a phone or what was that? Oh, it's a mop of paint with paint thinner? What?
What does that have to do with anything?
What does that do with? Why is he doing that? Like,
I will say, so this movie is directed by Frank De Felitta.
Oh.
I looked this up. That is not a known person. You don't need to care about
that.
But this is a 50s radio drama writer and thriller writer who also did a bunch of writing for TV shows and directed like 7 or 8 TV movies between the 60s and 70s. So this is a very 60s style movie. And that comes across, I would say.
It very much feels like an episode of Columbo.
Yeah.
But like a very mid episode of Columbo.
It's that mixed with I saw Night of the Living Dead 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I want to get in on the 70s horror thriller thing. While also wrapping it into the exploitation scares of Dobermans, because it's the 70s.
Yeah.
Right?
It's funny that they called it Doberman Patrol, because there was 5 dogs.
And one of them's a Doberman?
2 of them.
2?
2 of them. But 2 are Dobermans, so it's like...
One's a German Shepherd.
It's not even... 2 of them are German Shepherds.
Okay.
2 are German Shepherds, 2 are Dobermans, and 1 is a white sheepdog.
It's not a husky, but yeah, like a sheepdog.
Yeah, it seems like a mutt. It seems like it's probably a few things, yeah.
So like, it's not even Dobermans, really, but...
No, it's...
I don't know. Look, the gang of wheelers that show up to your department store going, hey, I'm gonna release dogs.
Release dogs?
They pay me $10 a night to do this. That's fucked up and weird.
I'd have done it for free.
And like $10 in the 70s is a lot of money, right? Like we did the math on that earlier because
I was going to release Africanized bees in here, but it was much easier to handle the dogs.
Okay, you're running a security agency where your whole bit is releasing animals into a store. And like you just get progressively more and more fucked up until people stop hiring you, or
There's just like sharks flopping around on the store dying, like unable to breathe. Like, no man, no, this will be the scariest thing ever. You don't understand. Attack sharks. It's gonna be great.
you walk into a Kmart and there's a piranha in the toilet.
They're all just flapping along on the floor. Just hundreds of them.
No,
oh shit! This floor is covered in piranhas.
That's right, and next time you hire me, I'll release house cats.
like, okay, man.
It's such a fucked up premise. It's so dumb. It's such a stupid fucking premise. And honestly, the even worse part of it is, so he finally wakes up. The dogs are in the store. The family's starting to get worried about him. And he goes out of the restroom and sees that there's a dog there. And so he slams the door shut because there's like a telephone area
like
around
a
the
glass telephone door, yeah.
Yeah. So he kind of like holds that shut and he's safe. Like he's leaning against the door. The dog's kind of banging on the outside of it. But like the dog can't get in. He's fine.
He could just stay there till morning. Yeah.
He could just stay there till morning.
But he's been concussed and he wants to leave. So
what does he do? He decides to just try and get past the dog.
So
why?
First things first, this is a video game. He is on the top floor, the fourth floor. Yeah. And the dog from the third floor jumps over the barricade. So there's currently no dog on the third floor. We need to keep track of that for our video game quest. And that dog has come up to bark at the other dog, and so that they can fight, which is what gives him the out to run towards the staircase. But he doesn't know that there are two dogs on the staircase because he hasn't checked his map radar yet. So as he starts going down, those dogs hear him, and he has to run back up, and he runs to the third floor, which is safe. And then that's where the quest pops up, where it's like, find a weapon to take care of the dogs.
I love, so, and again, but like, now he's on the third floor. And as you just mentioned, it's what?
Safe.
Why is he not just staying there? That would suck to have to stay in the mall overnight. But
he wants to get the doll to his daughter.
But they don't even show that. They don't show like a flashback of him being like,
no,
like the daughter being like, oh my God, like I really want to see you, daddy. And him like, I gotta get it to her, and like holding the doll or something. I mean, that would be on the head, but like, they don't do anything to that.
It would be something.
They don't do, like, they gotta have at least show him like look down at the doll for a second, like be holding it. And like, or like a dog try and grab it and him like rescue it from the dog because he's gotta give it to her. But they don't do that at all. Like, there's nothing about that.
And as he's leaving the staircase, one of the two dogs there bite his leg.
Yes.
Which is going to now give him blood loss in addition to the concussion. So now he's going zany.
Well,
right.
And he's decided that the best way to clear his head is by downing a 2-6 of whiskey. Yeah, because he's going to pour it over the wound, and he needs the...
Downing the whiskey bottle will up your HP, but it also applies a status effect. And he wasn't ready for the status effect because he didn't read that far before just like, oh god, I need a health potion, right?
You talking about how well done this is for mapping things out like it's basically a video game. It feels very Dead Rising in a way.
It is. Yeah.
But you mapping out like how the floors all work and that they like had a different dog on every floor so that you could track where the dogs were. And, like, that's really good continuity, honestly. Like, it actually does help with that. And visualizing it. How the fuck did they fuck up the bathroom that bad? If they did this?
Because we can track every dog and what happened to them in this movie.
Yeah, everything's really clear. I'll give them props for that.
It's like, in some movies, if you're watching a zombie movie, you see a zombie in the background. This movie would have that zombie do something, and you could see what happened to it, like, an hour later. And you'd be like,
Yes.
oh, and you'd be looking, be like pointing, it's that guy.
Oh, cool. Yeah, like they did it.
Yeah.
They showed how that guy was doing that. Like, there's a lot of setup and payoff in this that's really well paid attention to. And then there's a couple parts where they were like, who fucking cares?
Yeah,
Do they need to leave the bathroom by the door? Nah, they'll just teleport through the wall. Like, what?
So he's on the 3rd floor and he's safe. But he wants to deal with the dogs and get out still.
I guess.
So he ends up finding a mop and some paint thinner and his matchbook that he dropped originally when he was smoking in the boys' room. And
all right, that's an it. We can't do it. We're gonna get copyright strike.
We will get illegally damaged and copyright. The DMCA does not fuck around.
I imported our RSS feed to YouTube, and you have no idea how many notifications I got of cannot monetize.
Yep.
I'm like, I'm not gonna fight it. Please help our Patreon because we're not getting any fucking ad dollars for this.
If you get DMCA'd for smoking in the boys' room, they literally release dogs into your department store.
Oh, absolutely. They stick you on the 4th floor and barricade all of the exits. You don't want to mess with
that. Don't mess with Steely Dan. They do worse. Anyway. So he gets some mops and paint thinner, and his master plan is to light it on fire, the mop, and allow the dog that is trying to get at him from the 2nd floor up into the 3rd floor, and like coax it backwards into a room that he can shut and lock using the flaming mop. Because he's combined equipment to make a fire mop, which has fire properties.
Yes.
But it only lasts for a certain amount of time, so it's like a quick time event.
It's got low duration. Low durability.
Yeah. So he does that, and he gets down to the next floor, but the dogs have gotten to him from that floor. So he jumps up on top of a cabinet? Armoire. Yeah. And he's trying to, now, because he realizes that there's a sprinkler system only on the 2nd floor.
Oh, wait, should I have, would this burning...
Not the burning mop that he was using earlier.
Like, when we say burning mop, it kind of undersells it. That was a lot of flame.
Yeah, that would
because he
set off
dunks
a
it
sprinkler
in
system.
Paint thinner.
Yeah,
you definitely. Like, it was a pretty big pretty big fire there.
So not only are they skimping on security by just releasing dogs, 1 per floor, but they also only have a sprinkler on 1 floor, and it's the middle one? What the fuck are they doing?
You can sacrifice a floor or 2 to fire.
God, this is a death trap. I'm gonna walk into this department store, look for the sprinkler system, saying, "Good luck, shoppers. I'm not fucking dying in this death trap."
Hey, it's probably not really a death trap, Boyks. I mean, if you think about it, the 2nd floor is probably the only floor that didn't have the miracle thing of asbestos to stop all the fires.
Oh, asbestos.
So all the other floors were fine because they were all covered in asbestos.
Yeah, that's true.
So then there's no fires there.
But asbestos is clearly labeled inflammable, so it's not flammable.
Correct. I'm
being passed a note. They're the same thing. What the fuck?
But
Anyway, so this other dog attacks as he's trying to set off the sprinkler system that is only on the 2nd floor. And he's down to 1 match left because he used up all of his matches smoking in the boys' room. And he starts to light it, but the other dog, like, grabs his foot or something, or, like, knocks
it just hits the armoire, I think.
And it puts out the match, and he's like, fuck.
God damn it. And now I've got to make my way across this copy-pasted...
So they show him, like,
13 armoires in a row.
They show him crawling across armoires along the wall to get to another armoire that's open, I guess. But, like, why couldn't he just do that on the one he was on? Why didn't he go to the one that's open?
That was fucking weird. That was the one where I was sitting there going, is that a door out?
What the fuck is that?
Is that a sign? What is he looking at there? Because it was so dark we couldn't tell.
And he's walking across the wall, or crawling, I guess, And every time he crawls from one armoire to another, it's the same painting on the background and the wall.
It's the same
So
background.
he's just walking, like, he's crawling across the same thing over and over and over again.
They're basically looping the footage.
Like a joke.
It's very funny when you notice it. For all of the things like this, it's so weird that they're so good on continuity in some ways, which I really appreciated. And then they have these, like, gigantic fucking, like, meteor craters plot holes of, like, what the fuck were you thinking here?
And the main reason he went down to the second floor is because he realized he was low on matches. And he wanted to go to the smoke shop on the first floor to get a lighter. Because the lighters that were on the other floor were joke comedy lighters that don't do anything.
At the table setting store.
Yeah, that were just there as a prank.
Well, I mean, the funniest thing about that to me is they were not filled, it looked like, because you could spark them.
They were oil lighters, so yeah, probably not filled.
But, like, if it sparks the paint thinner, you could
just light the
paint
thinner
light
or
it
something.
anyway.
Yeah, I don't.
Paint thinner is very flammable. Like,
yeah,
it's a fucking stupid ass thing, and it gets dumber because he's so concerned about getting to the smoke shop, so he throws down his, like, shirt, like, basically soaks it in some of his blood and, like, plays with it for the dog, and then throws it down, and then knocks the armoire on top of the dog, so the dog's trapped, and he can get down the next floor. And you're like, okay, he's gonna go to the smoke shop. He never goes.
He never goes to the smoke shop.
They just drop that whole plot line. That's just done.
He was also again safe on the second floor. He could have just stayed there.
Yes. Again, he's made like 3/4 of this mall entirely safe. He has all of these stores to go to and, like, get food from or supplies, like, sit around and entertain himself. But he's just gotta leave, man. I just gotta be free.
So at the same time, David and Elaine, after Elaine dumps her kid off at her sister's place so that she can deal with her.
Yes.
Because it's not the first time she's had to do this, and she'll get over it.
Son of a bitch, she always makes me do this.
Yeah, Elaine's great. So then they decide to go every bar in town, one by one, just bar hopping, to look for Chuck, like we talked about earlier. They don't have a picture, but they do. And at every single bar, they order a drink.
They're just drinking
and
their way
they're
across town.
They're just bar hopping, getting sloshed at every bar.
And also at the same time going, I can't believe this
That
fucking
Chuck
drunk
sucked
making
drunk.
us go around like this. And you're like, you guys are bar hopping. What is happening here?
And that fails miserably. So then David, like, let's just go to the cops. They do work sometimes.
That's maybe the most unbelievable part of this story, because they do.
Yeah, but they go to the cops, and the main cop is like, hey, we don't do missing persons until it's like 48 hours, because, like, sometimes they just leave, and that's fine, and it's their own private business. Did you check every...
Plus, he's your ex-husband.
He's your ex-husband?
Like...
Yeah, did you check every bar in town? Like, all of them? Did you drink at every bar? Oh, yes, officer. We drank
That's how
every
we drove
bar.
over here.
We drove over. It was the 70s. They
I know.
slept
I'm like,
in the
that's the
bathroom.
one thing that is believable, is them bar hopping while also driving.
So then the cop's like, no, we haven't heard of him. Well, we did see a mutilated body of a guy that sounded like him. Do you want to go see a dead
You want to
body?
come look at that? Hey, you want to see some fucked up shit?
So then he takes them to the coroner's office and just shows them a dead body. And then just like, yeah, that was pretty fucked up. Well, anyway, see you in the morning.
Yeah. And this is the one time when I was a little sad the movie finally dipped into the sexism a bit, because, of course, she can't handle seeing that.
Yeah.
Faints.
Yeah. This is like the only real sexism in the
It's
whole
the
movie.
only real thing, but it was like,
Yeah.
oh, come on. Like,
Yeah.
because it was so close to making it through the whole movie without really doing any of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, oh, god damn it. Got us at the last second.
So then Chuck makes it down to the first floor, kind of. He's on like the railing on the second floor, overhanging the first floor.
Yeah, he's like in a balcony.
And he's like, I gotta get down, but there's a dog there that sees me. So I'm gonna get this fishing pole, because now my video game's a JRPG.
Yes,
And
it's got a fishing minigame.
And I'm going to claw game fishing minigame for a bow and arrow set.
Yes.
Like a kid's bow and arrow set from the archery department.
Yep.
And the dog the whole time is grabbing the set and like, yo, we're playing.
Mm-hmm.
And he's fishing. So while he's fishing for bow and arrows,
Yeah.
like some sort of a power-up or something, then Elaine and David are like, wait, what was that lady at the department store with the comically large button that had her name on it?
Yeah, that he was like hitting on, that he was definitely gonna, go and bone down
Definitely
with.
gonna bang her.
Maybe he went and banged her. We should just phone every single person with that name in the phone book
That
at
last name, yeah.
4 a.m.
So they phone with change at a toll booth. Every single person in the phone book that has that last name until they reach her.
I do want to point out really quickly, because we talked about how therapy David is.
Mm-hmm.
David is finally, he's been the one like, hey, listen, we need to find him and make sure that we make this right for your daughter. And then she goes, well, we should phone every person in the phone book with that last name at 4 a.m. And he goes,
Yeah, all right.
woman, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, he just goes, yeah, all right.
No, he doesn't. He gets mad at her. He's
course
like,
he
what
does.
the fuck? But he eventually agrees, because it's like, what? But like, I'm glad that they kind of finally have him be like, okay, listen, I want to look for him, but what the fuck are you talking about?
But they do eventually get a hold of her. And she's
yeah.
she's like,
By
oh,
plot
yeah, I
contrivance.
remember that guy. He was the one who bought the doll, right? The Billy Joel? Not Billy Joel, that would be weird. The Billy Joe doll. The one that's a piece of shit. The one I lied about. The one that only an idiot buys. The moron doll. The dumbass doll. The doll for idiots.
Oh yeah, he was a real fucking asshole. I remember that, dude. Also, she get phoned at this is canonically about 4 a.m. in the movie.
Yes. Yeah.
From what because they show times at various points. Who the hell answers their phone at 4 a.m. to a random person going, hey, do you work at this department store? And you don't just go, fuck off, and hang the phone up.
I guess. She was basically about to do that until they're like, hey, this is actually serious. Like,
I guess.
Yeah.
It's a weird
It's a weird
conversation,
thing.
though.
But they're asking, like, well, do you remember him? Yeah, he was here, like, right before we were about to close. He gave me a 50. That fucking asshole made me break a 50 after the registers were closed.
Yes, and that was a canonical plot point. It was we were watching that and we're like, oh man, Chuck is a prick.
And he had $44.12 and change. And I tried to give it back to him, but he wasn't there. But don't worry, I didn't steal it. It's in the Lost and Found. You can go get it in the morning.
Like,
I am
Jesus
a
Christ,
model
leave me alone.
employee. Right?
She should have pocketed that.
So then they take that information back to the cops. They're like, well, he's missing, and also he didn't take $44 change, which is like $300 70s money.
Yeah, it's almost 400.
It's a lot of money to just
It's a lot of money to just leave.
Yeah. So the cop's like, okay, well, who runs security for that place? Isn't that the dog people?
Hey, they're the dog people, aren't they?
Oh, that's such a perfect
And
line.
then they called us. And we're like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's not us. You're thinking of the
No,
Wheelers from Return to Oz. You need to call
Yeah.
them. They're like,
Ah, we leave fucked up dogs.
Yes, mein Führer.
I don't think
Those
they're
are evil dog
Nazis
people.
also, but, you know, maybe.
They seem like it in this movie. It's
Yeah.
so weird how Mad Maxian villain they are. They're so over the top. And for
Yeah.
no reason.
So the cop's like, look, I'm about to get off of work. My shift's over. It's like 5 a.m. Why don't you talk to somebody else? Oh, no, I mean, I'll go there after my hours, I guess. I'll be
I'm
in.
a public servant. Of course I would help out for a missing persons after my shift has ended, says the cop.
The cop. So he goes to the department
Uh-huh.
store. David and Elaine go to the department store. And they're wandering around looking at this warning sign that says, warning, the sign is unreadable because of the lighting. And then the cop's like, get in! We're driving through the front door.
Yeah, like, what was the plan there? 'Cause they're in the front of the store, and he's like, get in. And it's like, what? where are you going?
Like, how the Hardy
Watch
Boys
this
gonna
shit.
get out of this one, you know? Like, the Dukes of Hazzard. So, they just drive to the back, I guess, and the dog people show up, and the dog is like, Chuck is passed out. After trying to shoot at the dog with the bow and arrow, because he only had one bow and arrow, but there were 3 of them in his vision, and he was about to say, "I have 3 bows, one for each of you," but he couldn't because he wasn't drunk enough to shoot at them, so he missed every shot and then passed out.
I'm glad that they show him actually like fucking this up, because it's.
Yeah.
We were talking about that as he was doing it. He's laying upside down on this balcony.
It's like such a bad shot.
10 feet above them with no space for his arms. Like, because he's on the outside of the railing on like the little ledge after the railing. Laying down, almost passed out from blood loss and a concussion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and he's trying to pull back a bow and arrow and shoot. That is not a shot you're making, my dude.
Especially not when you're seeing double.
Yeah.
I'm your Huckleberry, he says. And he starts shooting.
2 of you. And then he passes the fuck out.
But the dog has realized that this is a platforming section. And has started platforming up to him.
We got a new main character in our video game.
But then the dog people wheelers come in with the cop. I don't know why they drove to the back of the store. There's no point to any of that. And the dog people open up the doors and like, "Hey, dog, hey, come on. Stop trying to kill that guy. He's good. Unlike everybody else we put you in here to kill."
Whoa, don't kill innocents. That's not why we release vicious attack dogs unarmed.
For a brief second, the cop's eyes light up and he grabs his gun. He's like, "It's my moment. I finally get you to dog. I'm a cop.
I'm a cop. I get to do my job." This is why when I was looking at that earlier, and we were talking about him getting off work and still going down there.
Yeah.
It wasn't a continuity issue that he's doing that as a cop. It makes sense because of course he would.
He was excited.
He knew they were dog people. He knew the odds of him to shoot a dog were really high. So of course he's going to go that extra mile.
But the dog gives up and jumps at the dog people and gets caught. And the cops
light just goes out of his eyes.
The eyes of this cop, like,
you can see the exact moment when the soul leaves his body because he's so sad.
He's walking out the door, kicking cans, knocking over paint thinner, knocking over mops.
Fuck this, man. Why did I even stay after work if I don't get to shoot this fucking dog?
I was such a good boy all day and I couldn't even shoot a dog.
Cops deserve a little treat.
And then the movie ends, I guess. Like, Chuck's fine, and everything he did didn't matter.
That was my problem. That was what I was going to say. I'm like, for all of this movie, it's unreal that they make it so that all of the family shit matters, and none of the action stuff does. How the fuck did they do that?
He didn't accomplish anything except capturing 2 dogs.
And injuring himself
And injuring himself
horribly.
worse than if he would have just not done anything. Yeah.
Correct. If he had just stayed in the bathroom the entire, 6 hours, he'd have been totally fine.
And he had to get saved by the fucked up minions that go, banana. Like,
yeah, all the wheelers coming in and being like, release the hounds. No, I mean, take back the hounds. We don't want them to kill people. No,
but we're
that's
good
not why
boys.
No, we wouldn't release these dogs with no supervision in this store, trained to kill. Why would we do that?
They're just gonna release hornets in the next mall. Yeah.
So
Do you know how much of a pain in the ass it's gonna be to get the hornets back? Like,
just smoke the whole mall.
That's what
We're gonna
the
get like
shop was for.
We're gonna get like a whole scene of them getting a tent and tenting the whole store and then sticking in hoses and...
He doesn't stop his bleeding. He doesn't get his mugging stuff back. We never see the mugger again. He doesn't make it out of the mall of his own accord. He never makes it to the smoke shop.
Nope.
He never contacts anyone.
His daughter
He
again.
never sees his daughter. She was left at the sister's house and forgotten.
They never even ended on that.
Nothing.
as much as
They didn't
I'm
resolve
giving
like
them
the
props for
relationship.
Yeah.
Nothing.
For how much that was such a pivotal point in the movie and actually done well for most of it, that they don't even have him like hug the daughter and her go, "Daddy," and him go, "It's okay that you go to Mexico with your mom." Like,
yeah, and then him and Elaine
what?
are like, "I still hate you, but like not as much as I thought, and it's okay if you see your daughter every once in a while or whatever." And it's like nothing. It's just end. We're done now. So it's such a blue balls movie. Like, God damn it. If anything was trapped, it was us while we were watching this film.
I certainly felt like that. I'm definitely trapped right now because it's 40 degrees Celsius outside. I do not know what that is in American. But yeah, I need this AC.
Yeah. So that was trapped. Let's rate the dogs. There's a bunch of them, and they're all basically the same dog. So,
yep.
They're vicious killers. They love to play. They go fishing. They bit that mannequin's face off that one time. That was pretty cool.
They did shred that mannequin real good.
It felt like there was actual real danger having these animals on the set.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, normally I would say, oh, these are some good attack dogs that just really want some pets out of 10.
No, these
like,
felt like terrifying to be
but no,
even remotely
this
near.
One was...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that there's like this whole theme that we have with our show where modern movies, when they have like attack dogs, they, a lot of the times, they're like, oh, well, this is obviously like they're like running over and jumping on the person, basically licking them and trying to play. And sometimes in the 70s B movies, they jump on a car and rip the fucking roof off of it and try and shred the woman inside as she legitimately screams, and they're just like, should we maybe stop this?
And then afterwards, the actress is like, that was kind of fucked up.
That was real scary. Holy shit. I thought I was going to get shredded.
Yeah,
I think there was some
and
moments
then us,
where,
the audience, are like, oh, that's because you were. You were going to get
you're
shredded.
in some serious actual danger here.
So I would rate these dogs as, oh my god, these dogs were actually terrifying out of 10. Like, I don't think they were acting. I think these dogs would literally kill you.
Yes, these were... I think that they actually had an attack dog team.
I think they literally hired an attack dog team, and then had the goofy, funny, silly people wander in with them. As one of them's like, I'm a monkey.
Is that the legitimate attack dog group? Do you think that they're that's just what all 70s attack dogs companies look and dress like, and they just didn't even have actors? They're all just weird, evil Germans?
Maybe that's just their gang. Like, we got the bathroom gang. We got the dog gang.
There was a lot of gangs in the 70s.
Yeah. Casey and the Sunshine Band, they were a gang, I think.
Yeah.
Cool in the gang.
I don't got it. Well, thank you for listening to Rough Cuts. You can help support us on Patreon. We do pay for a lot of these movies. You found this as basically lost media. I don't remember where you got this
Yeah,
from.
this was lost media, I think, on Archive, actually, on this one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the times you have quite literally paid to, like, import them off of weird, like, Amazon listings.
Yeah.
They're third-party Amazon listings, or found them at flea markets, and then gotten Chinese bootleg DVD players that will actually play these movies, or just rented them from, Amazon or
I have
whatever.
a special tape we gotta watch still, too, that ties into the whole series we've been doing.
We sure do. I think that were we saving that for 200?
We might save that for 200.
The one that we talked about?
Yeah.
Okay. We have a special episode loaded up, ready to go at some point in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, we do actually spend a little bit of money on these, and it does really help to, help alleviate some of the costs of hosting and buying all these movies and the emotional and mental trauma of watching these movies.
Yeah.
And you can check us out on social media also. We are on co-host and Blue Sky as Rough Cuts. And then roughcutscast@gmail.com is our email. And you can send us, like, any requests that you have. If you've got a movie that you've thought of and you remember from your childhood that you found, or something like that, you can go ahead and send that in to us. We've actually gotten some fan art a couple times. Some directors have contacted
That's
us
true.
occasionally,
true.
which is rad as hell. Really encourage that. Soccer Dog director, you rule. But yeah,
Yeah, it's getting kind of late at night. I was thinking, hey, you want to hit up like a mall and see if we can grab something like last minute?
oh, man, I want to find a smoke shop if you don't mind.
I don't think they smoke in the malls anymore. We could check the bathroom.
We can go to the boiler.
I don't think we
What
should
about
both walk into the bathroom together and just hang out. That sounds weird, but you know what? Maybe it was why not?
But we might be able to get some money to alleviate the costs of having to rent these.
I guess.
Like, what if the next guy that comes in, I've got this lead pipe. Okay, we should stop the record. You should stop the
We
recording.
can't just keep
Just
waiting in
stop the recording.
bathrooms like this.
Stop the recording. They'll know our plan.
Two two one 4699.
2214699.
Oh, that's his Discord ID.
Well, now you don't even have those. Now it's all.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
because it's the 70s.
This was the
Right.
70s. Yeah, they had Discord IDs. Yeah.
393
When they still had the numbers in them.
4482.
God damn it. That's a dumb fucking joke even for us.